So we are midway through 2022. 40% of new deposit insurance applications with the FDIC are from wealth management firms in 2022. 40%. Now, I'm not suggesting 40% represents a trend, but I am suggesting that this is something that we should be paying attention to, as I've been talking about for the better part of 10 years now. I do think we need to put it into context, which will help. We're not talking about a UBS or a Morgan Stanley. We're talking about smaller, multi-billion dollar RIAs, independent broker dealers, insurance companies that have an investment services arm. These are the firms that are applying for bank charters. It should also be known that these particular firms do not think that banks and credit unions can compete with them in the wealth management space. I don't agree with that. I think a bank or a credit union can not only compete with these wealth management firms, but I think you can actually win. The other thing wealth management firms believes is that they can compete and sometimes win with banks for the banking business. So they think you can't compete with them in wealth management, but they can compete with you in banking. That's why you're seeing this, this movement in this space towards the banking industry. One of the things to keep in mind too, and one of the reasons that we feel so strongly about this, is that there are thousands of these types of firms out there, thousands. This is the fastest growing segment of the wealth management space, the independent broker dealer and RIA space, fastest growing segment of wealth management. So why talk about this? If you've worked with me over the last 30 years, you know how passionate I am and how passionate Compass is about community banking and credit unions. I think that they're vital to our communities, and I think that their ability to compete through the next decade and beyond is incredibly important. I don't want to see us have 20 banks that all look and feel like Citigroup and Wells and Bank of America and JP Morgan. I'm not suggesting that those banks don't have value, by the way, because they clearly do. But there's something very special and unique to me and to Compass about what community banks and credit unions do and what they represent in the communities that they operate in. Let's take two similar size in terms of earnings firms, a wealth management firm and a bank or credit union. A $1 billion wealth management firm, $1 billion in asset wealth management firm, earns about the same, roughly about the same amount of money as a $3 to $4 billion bank or credit union does. The question is, what's easier? Is it easier for a $1 billion wealth management firm to start a bank and build up 500, 600, 700 million in bank assets? Or is it easier for a $3 to $4 billion bank or credit union to start an internal wealth management platform and build that internal wealth management platform to the same size, 500, 600, 700 million in assets? Having studied this particular topic for the better part of 15 years now, I can emphatically tell you that it's easier for a $1 billion wealth management firm to start a bank and build up 5, 6, 700 million in bank assets than it is for that same similar size $3 to $4 billion bank and credit union to do the same with wealth management. So what do we do with this information? I could honestly spend an hour on this particular topic, but to be brief, if you are a bank or a credit union and you have 700, 800 billion in assets, you need to have a wealth management platform. If you don't have one, this needs to be priority number one on your agenda. For those of you that have a platform, that platform should be an internal, well-supported platform by the executive leadership team and the board of directors. I'm not talking about having a split agreement with a local independent broker dealer or a revenue share program with an RIA or even owning an RIA. I know a lot of banks do own RIAs. That number is shrinking every year. But that's not what I'm referencing. In order to be competitive in this space, where there is going to be more competition from the wealth management firms that we are talking about, in order to remain competitive, you need to have a robust, well-supported, internally controlled wealth management financial advice platform that is attached to a robust third-party broker-dealer that delivers top-end technology, top-end coaching and support to the financial institution, and can financially support you in your recruiting efforts, which is very expensive, by the way, to grow that platform to the level that you need it to be growing in order to remain competitive. If you do this, your bank and credit union clients won't be so easily convinced to move their bank assets elsewhere. Again, my name is Eric Armstrong. I'm with Compass Consulting. I'm a partner here. Thank you very much for listening to this video. Please visit our website and our LinkedIn page, www.compassconsulting.com.